We're back at it again with another episode of the Courage Chronicles. This episode, we're talking with Shane Wenzel from Shane Homes about the past, present, and future of Calgary homes. Let's get into it. Hi there, my name is Curran, and I'm one of the co-owners of Local Laundry. Come follow me on the Courage Chronicles as we interview different people from Calgary on their area of expertise and how they build community. All right, we are back at the Courage Chronicles on this very special episode with Shane Wenzel. Last episode, we talked about Shane's journey and the journey of Shane Homes itself. This episode, I'm really looking forward to talking about the unique aspects of Calgary communities that have shaped your journey, but more importantly, how Shane Homes' journey has physically shaped Calgary as a community. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. What makes Calgary such a unique place for a person like you and a company like Shane Homes?
I think what makes it a unique place is we've seen how Calgary has become more of a melting pot with all the people that have moved here, either from one end of the country to the other, or even immigrating to Calgary directly. And with that, that changes the product that you're building for people, because there's, we see a lot of multi-generational families today, and they have different needs versus maybe what your traditional family was in Calgary, 30 years ago. But it's been an interesting journey that way, just to try and understand it, because, you can't just build it and they will come.
Right.
They'll come and you have to build exactly what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's been the interesting part of it all, because I've now seen with multi-generational families, 5-bedroom, 4.5 bath houses with spice kitchens, with larger dining nook areas, right down to secondary suites in the basement, which is a hot item even right now.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
How do you see the Calgary housing market right now?
Well, it's been 3.5 years of let's go, and that's exactly what it's been. After we got through lockdowns, you were never sure what to expect. And within months, it just exploded. I think people had enough time to really think about, where they're at and what they're living in. And, we had people, upgrading size of home or coming out of condos and, wanting backyards and more space. To the next year, we saw, quite honestly, a lot more investors coming into the city.
Right, yeah.
Because of Calgary's affordability.
Yeah.
And then last year, a lot of immigration to Calgary directly. And I don't even think we have the correct numbers, because I think the official number is about 40,000. I think it was more like 90,000 people into this city.
Why do you think that?
Again, the affordability of Calgary, but the opportunities, yourself.
Yeah.
Being an entrepreneur, there's a lot of entrepreneurs coming in this city.
Why do you think that is? I ask this question to everyone. Calgary's such an entrepreneurial city. Why do you think that is?
When I go back in time and I think of why my father and my mother moved here.
Where did they move from?
My father moved from Medicine Hat. My mother, was a Saskatchewan girl, and they met unceremoniously at a bar many years ago. That's the Singles Bar where they used to go. And they just decided that Calgary is where they wanted to plant their roots. My mother came to follow a career in the oil industry, and my father came to pursue a career, obviously, with building mobile homes. So that brought him to the city, but that entrepreneurial spirit has always been here. This was the opportunity, the land of opportunity here in Calgary, and a lot of people took advantage of that. But Calgary's always been known for that, more so than a lot of cities across Canada.
Yeah, it's something that's uniquely in the DNA here. And then I think what attracts like-minded people here, because unlike places like Vancouver or Toronto, it doesn't matter what your last name is, doesn't matter what school you went to. If you're willing to put in the hard work, roll up your sleeves, hard work is rewarded here. And it seems to be a place where people are wanting to support one another, right? Like, people are seeing other people do cool things, like Shane Homes has supported Local Laundry a ton, and you want to see everyone succeed, which I think is really unique to Calgary.
I agree with you there. I agree with you there. I think of when we started up in 1979. Yeah, that was the time of the first Trudeau government and the NEP program, and it helped. It really didn't help Calgary at all. It didn't help Alberta at all because of our natural resources here.
Yeah.
But out of the ashes, as I call it, in our industry especially, you saw a lot of the titans, a lot of the giants at the time go broke. So Curran's Homes and New West Homes went broke. So it allowed an opportunity for a lot of young startups like ourselves to come out of that. And a lot of our trades and suppliers came out of that as well. So we grew up with them, and we were there to support each other, kind of like you just mentioned, in the growth of the company. And we supported them in the growth of theirs as well.
Interesting. So what are the biggest challenges you're facing today as a home builder here in Calgary?
God, it seems like absolutely everything. You can't build enough, and we don't have the trade base to grow any further. Like, we're pretty much capped at where we are in this industry. We haven't built any more homes now than we did 10 years ago. In fact, we're building less because it takes longer to build them now. But you're also running into a bit of a problem. If I go back to my last comment about all these companies that started out of the 80s.
Yeah.
Their entrepreneurs, their ownership are starting to retire. So to me, that is a great opportunity for this generation to take over those businesses. But you also need more people going into the trades, because those trades are starting to retire too.
Right.
So there's huge opportunities in Calgary right now, especially for anybody who's an entrepreneur, for anybody who wants to get into the trades. And hopefully that next generation will continue to grow with us.
What would be your biggest piece of advice? Someone that's looking to get in the trades or looking to get into the building industry, what would be your biggest piece of advice?
My biggest piece of advice would be, follow up with post-secondary organizations like SAIT. Follow through with, picking up the knowledge that you can there, and getting either your red or blue seal to go into one of the trades. But there's also opportunities outside of that, because there's lots of courses they don't offer in say roofing, siding, drywall, and what have you. There's opportunities there just to spend a little time out in the field with the right trades who are prepared to take the time. Or if we can get it together, a trade school in this city, finally, to help a next generation move into the trades.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned in the previous episode you're not moving, but you're starting to operate in Dallas.
Yes.
I want to talk a little bit about the culture difference. What do you think the culture difference is going to be down there in terms of the customer, the end user of the homes, or actually just even doing business in Dallas compared to Calgary?
I always relate doing business in Dallas to 1990s Calgary.
Oh.
That attitude in general of, we're working together, we're trying to get ahead together. Let's keep things simple and let's just move forward. But I think the cultural difference is, the Americans, and they have their kind of lifestyle and the way they like to live, and and that'll be a bit of an adjustment for us here.
Yeah.
And I guess the only way to describe that is it's still a bit of the wild, wild west down there.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, they do like to keep it simple, but they also like to have fun. But they don't have a lot of red tape standing in the way of building homes, which to us is that's great.
Breath of fresh air.
It's a breath of fresh air. You're not spending 2-3 months trying to get a simple model out of your office and into the field with a building permit. So that really helps. But I think the biggest challenge is going to be, do you have the right cultural fits with the people you hire down there, and how do they integrate with the Calgary operation of the Shane Homes group of companies?
Any advice for hiring, especially for growing companies?
What's the old adage? Take twice as long to hire than fire.
Yeah. Hire slow, fire fast.
Exactly, that's it.
Yeah,
because we certainly sitting here in a growth mode. I mean, we have hired people, and I would say we hire 3, we lose 1. They either leave or they don't fit.
Yeah.
I can't stress how important that cultural fit is to any company. You have to have the right cultural fit, or you'll only be so successful.
And do you have to adjust that cultural fit down in Dallas, like to?
Well, we're going to have to adjust it a little bit.
Yeah.
Again, it's still the wild, wild west down there, and we'll have to bend a little bit and conform a little bit because it's a different region of the company or country rather.
Yeah. Is there a different way that when you're actually building houses, a different style that they want there, compared to Calgary, or?
Well, here, we're very density focused, and that's largely because we're in a winter environment up here in Canada. Whereas down in Dallas, I mean, you don't get the freeze thaw cycles like we do. Their services don't have to go deeper down into the ground, but the cost of raw land is tremendously cheaper down there.
Interesting.
So our say average lot for a 2,000 square foot home would be 32 feet wide. Down there, it's 50 to 60 feet wide. And they're essentially quarter acre lots. So you do get a different brand of housing down there. But that might be close to fitting the true definition of what's referred to as a McMansion.
Yeah.
We don't build McMansions.
That's great.
Yeah.
What about actually designing communities itself? Because I know Shane Homes does a lot of developing. What kind of goes into when you're developing a brand new community of homes? What do you kind of?
I think it's a more thoughtful process. Not to say that we don't do that with our current developer partners, but I mean, when you could put a kind of a Shane Homes twist on it, I think you come up with something different. You have a great blend of product from block to block.
Yeah.
So you might start off with single family over here that are front drive, and then you'll transition to a more of a laned product. And then jump across to a semi-detached or duplex product, and then over to a townhome project, and then you're building up with multifamily. So I think there's a lot of thought that goes into how do we transition this correctly for people to protect their investment, but give them the best lifestyle and opportunity to move up or move down in the community as possible.
And where do you see the future of the Calgary housing market? Where do you see things going the next little bit?
Well, again, being the most popular city in all of Western Canada, I can't see it stopping at this point.
Yeah.
We're still rolling along, and every year I keep thinking, okay, this is the year when we begin to slow down and get closer to an average market. No, even transitioning this year from last year, it's still motoring along.
Yeah.
It's still motoring along, and you've got a lot of people that just find this city so attractive and affordable. They want to be here.
Yeah. That's what makes it such a great city. Well, I really appreciate it. Tune in on the next episode where Shane is going to share a little moment of courage from his journey. Now, Shane, where can people go to find more information about Shane Homes?
They can find us at shanehomes.com and on any social media platform. You can just type in Shane Homes.
Thanks so much for coming on the Courage Chronicles, Shane. Really, really excited to chat with you. We appreciate it very much.
Thanks for having me, Connor.
A big thank you for watching the Courage Chronicles. If you need information, or you want to be a guest on the show, or you know someone who would want to be a good guest on the show, click that link down below, or check out YYC Calgary Business or locallaundry.ca. Thanks so much. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.